All right, good evening. It is March 24th, 2026. The time on the clock is 7:05. I would like to call this reorganizational meeting of the Hampstead School Board to order. And to start, would the clerk please take the roll?
Yes. Richard Poore. Here. Denise Meyer. Here. Carl Hebner. Here. Bob Weimer.
Here.
Melissa Denton. Here. Pinkerton Student School Board Member Eliana Henry. Here. Thank you. And also seated at the board table is Superintendent Bob Thompson and CFO Jeff Dowd.
All right, at this time I'd ask everyone to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and I would ask our newly sworn in board member, Bob Weimer, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. All right, at this time, I'm going to entertain nominations from the floor for the position of chairperson. And I do want to note that chairperson nominations do not require a second. So at this time, are there any nominations for school board chair?
I would like to nominate the esteemed Denise Meyer for school board chair.
Second.
All right, thank you. And I ask, are there any other nominations? And I'm supposed to ask 3 times, so I'm going to ask one more time. Are there any other nominations? All right, seeing that there is none, what I'd like to do is after the nomination, well, I've got to read from my cheat sheet. So nominations are closed, and I'd like to call for a vote. So all of those in favor of Denise Meyer to serve as the Hampstead School Board Chair for this upcoming session, please indicate, raise your hands.
You can vote for yourself if you want.
You can, yeah, you should vote for yourself, Denise. All right?
All right, thank you.
Great, thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. And now we'll turn the floor over to Denise as our new chair. And Denise, we'll give you plenty of grace, knowing that this was not something that you were necessarily planning for until this very moment. So we're in this together.
Well, I appreciate it. We'll get in the swing. All right. So with that, next course of duty is to call for nominations for vice chair. Just a reminder, after nomination is heard, the chair self will continue to call for additional nominations until the last call is met with no response. Do we have a nomination for vice chair?
I'd like to nominate Melissa Denton as vice chair.
No, I think we're just making sure no other nominations, and nominations are closed. So voting can begin? You can ask 3 times. I asked 3 times. All right, the rules of 3. Got it. Are we sure there is no other nominations on the floor for vice chair? One more time with feeling. Okay, no more nominations on the floor for vice chair? All right. With that, that is closed, so now we need to call for a vote. All in favor? All in favor? All in favor?
You want to switch seats?
Congratulations, Missy.
I don't know. No.
Am I moving to the next piece of the agenda? All right. I've got my training wheels here, so bear with me. All right, so let's see. We are motion for recommendation to allow superintendent to seek legal counsel when necessary.
Make that motion.
Okay.
Second.
Does that move forward?
Yeah, just to provide some context, there are occasions throughout the year that we may need to consult with legal counsel. Often occurs around contract negotiations, labor issues, sometimes student issues. And we generally use Wadley, Peter, and Starr as our retained counsel, but there could be occasion where we use other counsel. And so by the board's vote, you're just authorizing the superintendent or his designee to seek legal counsel when deemed necessary.
Moving on to the next item on agenda. We need to vote on it? Okay, thank you. All right, so we need to ask for motion for this?
So there is a motion
Okay.
on the table. Dr. Poor made the motion, Dr. Hubner seconded it. And so if there's any discussion, we could ask for that. And then when there's no discussion, all in favor, we can do a show of hands, and all opposed, any abstentions.
Okay. So we're at the point of any discussion regarding this? No. Okay. All right, all in favor?
Thank you.
All right, so next we have school board clerk. Looking for a motion to recommend Melissa Post.
I'll gladly make that motion.
I will second that.
Any discussion regarding this?
Has anybody asked Melissa if she still wants the job?
You don't want to do that.
Well, I haven't left the building yet.
All right, all in favor?
Okay, thank you.
Very good. All right, moving on to next item. I will need a bit of a guide rail on this one. Assistant treasurer, looking for a recommendation and is filled with blanks.
Yeah, in fact, why don't we can turn it over to Mr. Dowd,
Okay.
who can fill the board in on a previous conversation that we've had.
Thank you. So I believe that we did discuss the assistant treasurer, which would be an appointed position at the last meeting, or the one before that, just prior to that. This was a recommendation that was made by audit. We don't have a true need for a treasurer and an assistant treasurer as we did, I don't know, 5-10 years ago, due to automation and a number of other factors. It would still be good to have. So that being said, I am prepared to bring a name to the next meeting if that's what the board would like. So right now we don't have an assistant treasurer, have not had an assistant treasurer. Audit has made a recommendation that we do have one. Would the board like to entertain a nominee at the next meeting? Which would not be the meeting immediately following this, it's the one after that, next in April.
Mr. Dowd, can I put you on the spot?
Sure.
Has anyone expressed
Discussion.
interest in the position?
No,
No, okay.
but that doesn't mean I'm not going to ask and
Okay.
find someone who will. So I do have a couple people in mind.
So, all right, so we'll move that to the next meeting.
So we'll add that as an action item for the next meeting.
Okay, got it.
I do have more.
What?
If they want it now, go on.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, okay. If you'd like to entertain, if you'd like to entertain the motion now, I do have someone who would be willing to do it. Her name is Lorna Walker. She's a former employee of our office. She does live in Sandown. I don't know of anything that would prohibit her from being assistant treasurer in our district, but if you're ready to entertain that motion now, I didn't want to be presumptuous and bring it, but I have one if you're interested in that nomination.
Is that something that we're wanting to consider and discuss at the next meeting, or
Yeah,
collectively?
can we wait till next meeting to make sure that the person can be,
I
even
think
though they're not in
that's-
town?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the good news is the other person I have is also similarly not in town, so I'll answer that question. So
Got it.
I just have a question. Is it a paid position that would be like adding to our budget?
no, it's part of the budget, and typically if we have, we do have a portion set for an assistant treasurer, it's like $300. It's more enough just to keep someone engaged. If there's a need for that person to step into the treasurer role on a more permanent basis, then the treasurer stipend would be adjusted to reflect the involvement of the assistant treasurer.
And we haven't had an assistant treasurer for,
At least several years.
yeah, that's in the time I've been here. So,
And that was, in the report, it was a recommendation, but it wasn't like we absolutely have to have this right now.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, and in the event that we did have an emergency that we did not have a treasurer, we'd have to have a special meeting of the board to appoint one.
And it's good to have the assistant treasurer to do the institutional memory and pass it down, but as long as we have the treasurer, it's okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so we'll have that on next agenda as an item. Very good. All right, moving on. We've got representatives, delegates, New Hampshire School Board Association delegate, a volunteer position. Is that an opening that we need to discuss, or how are we handling that piece?
We do need to vote on it, but I would like to do it again, if
Okay.
you guys are okay with it. Okay.
All right.
Nominate Carl, Dr. Hubner, to that position.
I'll second that.
Okay. Discussion regarding that appointment? No? All right. All in favor?
Thank you.
Very good. All right, moving right along. Looking for recommendation to bond the treasurer as required by statute and Department of Revenue Administration regulations, bonding of the school district officer.
Bonding is a very formal term, and it is a little less involved than it seems. It's essentially just a function that's covered by our risk management company anyway. But I'll ask the board to bind that coverage, to vote to bind that coverage.
I will make a nomination to bond the treasurer as required by statute and Department of Revenue Administration regulations.
Second.
Discussion? Call for the vote. Discussion? No? Discussion, there's no discussion items, we're good? Okay. All in favor? Good. Next, looking for a recommendation to appoint TD Bank as the district bank.
I will make a motion to appoint TD Bank as the district bank for St. Hampstead.
Let me give that a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All right. All in favor?
Thank you.
Annual policies and procedures. We're looking at reviewing investment policy DFA, which is to be reviewed annually per RSA and the auditor. Should be in our packets.
Bob, could you possibly explain what this is and what it does?
Yes, thank you.
Actually defer to our Chief Financial Officer.
Policy DFA, investment policy, speaks to three large objectives that we have with funds that the district is holding. The first is safety and security of principal. Second is liquidity of the investment. And the third is yield in that order. And our priority as a district is for the safety and security of our principal, any taxpayer dollars. We have some standards of care that apply as well, which are prudence and ethics, conflicts, and internal control requirements. All of that said, we typically do not have so much in liquid investments that we are investing them outside of TD Bank, and our investment with, or deposits with TD Bank are secured through, I'll just say Bank of New York as trustee. We have some asset options in the event that something should happen to TD. So we are fully collateralized through TD Bank as it is, and we typically don't invest anything outside of that. Typically that's left to the town. We don't draw more than what we need for operating purposes. So that is the policy. Any questions on the policy? No?
I have a question. I'd like to know, how has the policy changed in the past? What would be a reason for it to change?
I can't think of a reason for it to change. I think if you were to look at any policy of this nature, those three priorities in that order are really what we'd want to have, which is safety and security of our principal taxpayer funds, liquidity of the investment, and yield. So I don't know that, it's from 2019, I think was the last update. It gets reviewed annually at this meeting every year, but I don't think I've had a need to update it in any way. We can check and see if there's a model policy that,
Gonna look right now.
yeah, that has been updated, but I can't see it straying very far from those three principles.
Thank you.
Moving right along to review risk management policy EI.
So EI is risk management, and this is a policy that puts upon the superintendent or myself to be responsible for establishing a risk management and insurance program covering all property and program risks related to the performance of the educational and service missions of the district. And so that's what we do. The policy is in front of you. It speaks on its own, really, and we do not have and carry what we would consider to be formal insurance. We are a member of a risk management pool, Primex, for liability purposes. There are some benefits, some significant benefits to us in terms of being able to maintain our governmental immunity by going with a carrier such as Primex. And Primex is also tuned into our space and is able to offer robust training and opportunities and options for our staff to become more familiar with best practices in their area. So that is who we are, quote unquote, insured through. Really, that's who our liability protection is through.
And is Primex used often in the state of New Hampshire for school districts?
It's used I would say, as the primary carrier throughout the state. I think that some districts may have gone to private carriers, but they lose out on quite a few of the benefits that Primex offers, which not only includes the training, but also maintains the shield of liability to the greatest extent possible by statute, basically. I saw one case years ago that came up where it was a situation, it was a classroom situation, it was an unfortunate situation, but it didn't even get into litigation because we would not have been liable based on the type of injury that it was. If we had commercial insurance, we could be liable up to policy limits, which in itself is very expensive for a trial and all the ancillary things that go along with it. But in our case, it wouldn't have created liability. The risk pool, the risk management pool, does not allow the same type of liability exposure that typical. I kid you not. Yeah, I'm getting a very confused look from Rich, but yeah, it's a good way to handle our risk for the district.
I just would like to ask, how long have we been with Primex? Is this something that's been forevermore, so to speak?
As long as I know, as long as I can recall. Yeah. It's been at least a decade. I'd probably say maybe 2.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
No more discussion on that. We will move right along to request to review the control over expenditure of funds procedure.
That's it. In front of you, you have our procedure and controls over the expenditure of funds, which are primarily conducted through either accounts payable or payroll. And the processes and procedures are laid out in the document in front of you. And this has been updated very slightly this year. Our control structure, in any event, is based on typically layers of multiple controls, dual controls in any event. So I'll have you take a look, and if you have any questions, certainly I'm able to assist.
I just have one question. How do these compare to, say, other districts, for example? Are we in any way significantly different in how we execute this responsibility?
No, I don't think so. I think that the biggest factor would be size. So you may have a larger district that may handle things just a little bit differently based on size, but the core tenets of what's contained in this document, particularly dual controls, should be key in any good procedure.
One quick comment and benefit to new members here, Bob. So there are 3 of 5 board members required to sign off on these vouchers.
Mhm.
What I didn't notice is any kind of an SLA or turnaround time for response. So is there an expected response time for someone who receives this and needs to, sorry, is it off? Well, it helps if my microphone is on. My question was, well, now it's really loud, sorry about that. My question was, is there an expected turnaround time? So while it requires 3 of the 5 board members to sign off, are we looking for turnaround for response? So Bob receives an email within 24 hours, 48 hours? Is there a window of cutoff? I just didn't see it documented on here.
Yeah, no, and typically within 24 to 48 hours would be preferable, but I know that people get busy, lives get busy. Payroll vouchers will go out for review typically on Wednesday, and by law, we have to make that disbursement no matter what. And so that is probably underway simultaneous with the review, with the board's review of those vouchers. So it may hold it up, particularly with some of the accounts payable disbursements, if we didn't hear back in probably within 2 days. It would hold things up, and we would have to regenerate and send them out again, and hold checks and that sort of thing. So.
Understood. Any other questions?
I don't know how I address you. Are you Ms. Chair, or are you Mrs. Chair, or what? Just Chair?
Sure.
Or should I call you Denise?
Whatever you would like, Bob.
Denise.
I think the term is esteemed chair.
Esteemed Chair? Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
for
a Dave
new
or-
board members.
Yeah, maybe a
Esteemed
Dave or
chair.
maybe a Dave.
Highly esteemed.
I would just make the offer that since I'm retired and I'm here in town every day, I'm more than happy to get a phone call to say, hey, I need you to come down and do something for you. So if that helps, I offer that to the,
It's all e-signed. It just shows
It's
up
all
in your
electronic.
oh, it's
So-
all
so you-
electronic. Well, then
You
just-
may still get the phone call, it's
know.
just going to be, we need you to log on to your
We need you to
computer.
get on your
Oh,
email.
We need you
Yeah.
to check your email, yeah.
It'll be like, please check your email. Yeah,
I'm on
we
my
need-
computer most days, so.
And
There you go.
and typically speaking, the board is very good with questions, with signing it, but also there's questions that come up. Because you're essentially seeing every expenditure that the district is making. And so especially as a new board member, you'll have questions, and you can always reach out to Jeff or myself, and we'll
I'm confident that
Happy to
that
walk
the
you
two
through
of
it.
you will do a great job.
yeah.
However, we do have a recording secretary here, and we will note that you are available almost any time should we need anything. So
All right.
just in the event that you try and back out of it,
I make that offer.
it is on record.
This is now my 4th year on the board, and I usually ask, what is this expenditure once a month? And I'm still asking that after 4 years, so. Yeah. But Jeff always gets good feedback about it, though.
I will say that our AP payroll process is very similar to what I've experienced in 2 different Massachusetts districts that operate very differently. So it's pretty much par for the course.
Hopefully
good hand.
successfully.
Yeah, I've actually taken a few of the things that we're doing here and taken them across the border, so.
There you go.
Very good. Any other discussion? All right. We will move on. Scheduling of regular meetings. Looking for recommendation to hold school board meetings on the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays of each month at 7 p.m. at the Hampstead Middle School as presented in the 26-27 proposed meeting schedule.
I will move that motion.
I would second that motion and ask that we update it on the Google Calendar.
Yes. I will update the Google Calendar. It's also important to note too, and I know the board is aware, but for our new member and for the public, this is the regular meeting schedule. And that's important to note that, the board has the authority, within the structure of the law to be able to schedule special meetings when issues come up. Summertime is an excellent example. It may be, there may be a need for a meeting over the summer to discuss an issue. The hiring of a school leaders often happen over the summer. And so this does not preclude you from any type of special meeting. This is just the regularly scheduled meetings.
And there's also non-meeting meetings for budget workshops and things like that.
I'd like to ask, this schedule before me just shows one meeting a month apparently is, I guess not every month. There's some months when there are two.
Yeah, essentially it's the second and fourth Tuesday of the month, but that also takes into account we don't hold meetings over the holiday break in December,
Got it.
February or April. And then there's this like limbo phase that we just came out of, which is the time that we have our last February regular meeting until this meeting. That's often an extended amount of time, which is similar to other school board meeting schedules as well.
Any other discussion? All right. All in favor? All in favor? Yes? I know I'm quiet, soft-spoken. All in favor? Are you good? Okay. All right, next item of interest, signing of ethics statements, policy BCA. Policy BCA requires the board to sign ethics statements, BCAX, on an annual basis. Copies are included in board packets for signature and SAU filing. Should be in the first packet.
Oh, it's not there. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a form.
Collect them.
I can collect those at the end of the meeting
Okay.
if board members would
Yep.
be so kind to just sign them and pop them back in the folders. I'll take care of it.
Oops.
Thank you.
All right, and with that, it looks like we are at meeting close for the reorganizational meeting. Do I need to do anything special to adjourn?
So as long as there's no other business, the chair could just adjourn herself, or you could ask for a motion. Typically, though, the chair just adjourns and notes the time, so.
All right, with no other discussion, we will adjourn at 7:32 PM.